following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Nearly two-thirds of Western Illinois University students use the Amtrak service. We'll tell you why this local locomotive is so crucial coming up.
And the president is preaching peace in a house divided. Barack Obama speaks in Springfield at a critical time in the state.
And later, an Illinois woman went to Honduras and returned with Zika. Hear her story next.
But first, as a massive budget stalemate continues in our state, President Barack Obama returned to Illinois. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4.
The visit marked the anniversary of his presidential announcement in the city 9 years ago, but he also had a message for lawmakers. News 3's Anna-Marie Zuniga explains.
President Obama addressed the General Assembly today, insisting that both the Democratic and Republican Party need to compromise and respect one another in order to serve the people. President Obama arrived to a roaring crowd of supporters and protesters, meaning to address a state currently divided.
We've always gone through periods when our democracy seems stuck. And when that happens, we have to find a new way of doing business. We're in one of those moments. We've got to build a better politics, one that's less of a spectacle and more of a battle of ideas, one that's less of a business and more of a mission.
In his speech, Obama spoke about his time in presidency and the obstacles he's had to face with a divided Senate. He urged politicians to find common ground and pass legislation in a timely manner, including a budget. Obama told the Assembly, when the system of politics and the economy change, we the people and politicians must also change in order to maintain an effective government. From the state capitol, I'm Anna-Marie Zuniga.
Thank you, Anna-Marie. Almost one-third of WIU students attend college on state funding. The Fund Our Future March is an event that will bring attention to the state funding budget, problem colleges and universities are experiencing. The march will put an emphasis on the need for Governor Bruce Rauner to sign a bill that will fund MAP grants for the Illinois students. The march is taking place Tuesday, February 16th at 3:30 p.m. The march will start at the campus recreation center and community involvement is encouraged.
The Macomb community has a new way to get around town, and I was fortunate enough to experience it firsthand. After waiting about 4 years for new Go West buses, McDonough County Public Transportation has just added 2 new buses to their fleet. Transit Director Nathan Cobb says the buses were long overdue.
Our fleet age is probably like around 14 years average age, and so they start having a lot of mechanical issues when they get that old, and so now we're able to hopefully take a few of the older ones out of service and replace them with the 2 new ones that we got.
With the budget impasse affecting programs across the state, it's been difficult for them to get the funding for the new buses.
The first 2 we got were through a federal grant, and the seven additional ones we're supposed to get were through a state capital grant. And right now those are all placed on hold.
With issues continuing to come up with the older buses, the new ones couldn't have come at a better time.
The old buses had they set up so high that it requires a lift to lift up to the level of the floor. And so the new ones being low floored, they have a ramp. It's real easy to access. You know, it's going to benefit the drivers too because of the safety of having an open windshield. It's a lot more visible than the older ones that we have. So that, you know, it'd be a lot safer for them driving and for the passengers.
With the weather getting colder, students are enjoying what the new buses have to offer.
I believe they're more comfortable, they're easy to access, they're safer, there's wider windows so you get more light.
You can catch the buses with all of their new amenities in downtown Macomb. Go West has had to get creative with finding funds for new buses. They just heard they will be receiving 1 more new bus through the rest of the federal grant.
While the budget crisis continues in Illinois, the state managed to fund Amtrak services last week. There is an Amtrak station located right in the heart of Macomb. Find out why the system is important for the WIU community. The Illinois Amtrak system is reported to have a lower attendance rate from last year. However, ridership doubled for the Chicago to Quincy route with the addition of the Carl Sandburg train line in 2006. Students and faculty find the Amtrak system as an alternative way to reach Macomb and Western Illinois University.
About 2/3 of Western's population comes from the Chicagoland area, both the suburbs and the city. So of a population of about 10,000 students, roughly about 6,000 students from freshmen all the way up to graduate students are reliant on the train service.
While the state was on the verge to operate without a budget, boards and several representatives from Western and Spoon River College testified to Illinois legislators last May about how an underfunded rail system could impact the WIU community.
We were there as representatives of the Western Illinois region, and so our main message was to say that we're more than just convenience. We're the only state university that's not on an interstate system, and through the Western Illinois region, we don't have a lot of interstate traffic that comes through here.
This month, a new deal by Amtrak and the Illinois Department of Transportation reached an agreement to fund $38 million to maintain the train service until June 30th. This is down from $42 million from the last fiscal year.
We would expect a pretty significant impact if we lost even one of the lines in between Chicago and Quincy. And so one of the ways that we do commerce and the ways that we do business and the way that we attract students to our area is dependent on that Amtrak line.
According to the Department of Transportation and Amtrak, the state settled the agreement by using credits for previous equipment upgrades to negotiate a lower cost.
Buckle up because Safe Driving Week is coming soon. Students Against Destructive Decisions sponsor Jeff Thorman says the group will be sponsoring the week-long event, beginning with a flag-raising ceremony at Macomb High School next Tuesday at noon. Mayor Mike Inman is expected to attend the opening ceremony. The event is meant to raise awareness of the dangers involved in drinking while under the influence. The Infant and Preschool Center at WIU needs your help. A Western Illinois news release states they have entered a sweepstakes to win a playground. If you would like to vote, you can visit the Together Counts website and vote once a day, every day, until March 25th. A 60-year-old man is in jail for starting a bar fight yesterday. A fight in progress at Shooter's Bar. One man resisted police very aggressively. After being threatened with a taser, he kneed an officer below the belt. Officers had to restrain the man and pick him up to get him in the squad car. Richard Moulton of Macomb was arrested for multiple charges, including aggravated battery. Police say Moulton started the bar fight, arguing about motorcycles.
Tonight there will be a bowling fundraiser from 10 p.m. to midnight at Diggers College City Bowl. The fundraiser is part of the week-long event for the dance marathon, raising money for Children's Miracle Network. The cost for pre-registration is $10 per person or $55 for a team of 6. If you do not pre-register, there will be a $12 at the door. To pre-register, you can contact the email on the screen.
Still looking for something to do this Valentine's Day weekend? Check out the Koinonia Trio. Their unique name is derived from the Greek language and means communion or a gift jointly contributed, which is what their mission is all about. A Western Illinois news release says the trio will be performing February 13th at 3 p.m. in the College of Fine Arts and Communication recital hall. The three members founded their group in September of 2015 with the hope of bringing passionate art through music to communities.
This week's celebration of the Chinese New Year's, the holiday is a big event for the Chinese, including those on campus.
It's the biggest festival in China, just like the Christmas in America. So here you will exchange your gifts. In China, instead of exchanging gifts, we just give money.
The Campus Students for Christ held a party to celebrate the holiday. The event brought people together and helped share Chinese culture. The night was complete with authentic dumplings and holiday trivia. According to the Chinese New Year's, the year is the monkey.
Illinois still without a budget, how it might affect your driving.
And one WIU alumnus says the budget crisis needs to end. What he feels the government needs to do coming up.
And that's right, if you take a look outside right now, it's still not getting any warmer, and I'm so sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Let's take a look outside at the Macomb Downtown Square. You can see some clouds that are moving into the area, but I'm going to let you know if there's snow on the way, and if there is, how much, and if we're going to see any warmer temperatures coming up in a little bit.
in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
A Western Illinois University alumnus working in politics says he's very displeased with the state's budget crisis.
I think it's atrocious what the government and the governor is doing right now and withholding the funds from colleges. This is hurting our next generation of leaders, our next generation of people that are going to move our society forward. This is doing irreparable damage, and the governor needs to sit down and needs to stop running this like a business.
Political strategist Kevin Lampe graduated from WIU back in 1983. He came to campus yesterday to speak to different classes about his experience in the field. Lampe has worked with a plethora of high-profile political candidates, including President Barack Obama.
Vehicle emission test reminders, another casualty of the state budget impasse. The state stopped mailing reminders in December, but its effects may be felt soon. The last notice sent out before were the halts where the vehicles with license plates expiring in February. This means if your plates expire on March and is registered in the Chicago or St. Louis area county, you'll need to make sure your vehicle is in good standing with the Illinois EPA. The automobile that doesn't pass the emissions test won't be allowed for its plates to be renewed. But Jesse White's office is temporarily allowing people to still renew their plates. That is, if they still have to get their emissions test. I apologize. Drivers can still sign up for the paperless reminders on Illinois' Green Mail website.
An Illinois woman who traveled to Honduras to visit family contracted the Zika virus.
Zika is contracted from mosquito bites and can be dangerous to pregnant women. Sean Lewis reports.
It was a holiday vacation to Honduras visiting family when Samantha Mejia and her husband Omar first heard about Zika virus.
Every cousin, every aunt, uncle we visited, everybody told us, oh, my cousin has it, oh, my aunt has it.
They did take precautions with bug spray and such, and they had a good time.
But it wasn't until we came back that we started hearing things on the news, and then it was the following week that I had just flu-like symptoms.
The next day, a rash. She went to the doctor, and a blood check that went all the way to the CDC confirmed the diagnosis, Zika.
Once the symptoms went away, I personally felt fine. The only issue is I was pregnant at the time that I was in Honduras, but we went in for our first ultrasound a few weeks later, and unfortunately we had a miscarriage. One of the things that has come out for us personally is that miscarriage is so heartbreakingly common that they might not ever know if they're two related or it just happened to be kind of a weird coincidence.
One this young couple seems to be at peace with for now. Her concern is now looking back at the place where family still lives.
As Americans, though, our point right now is to really help the people that are living there, and they have nowhere to go, and they need help, getting the support for the women that are pregnant now and don't really know what the future entails for them.
Coming up, is there any chance we can get out of these low temps this weekend, or are we stuck in the cold?
I don't know. Store Teams 3 Emily Manley has the forecast ahead.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You make me wear my bike helmet. You taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
And welcome back here to Live at 4. Let's take a look outside, and I'm so sorry, it's 24 degrees outside. Humidity is down from yesterday, 48%. Winds are calm outside. You can't really feel too much wind as you step outside. Let's take a look at the temperatures around the area. You can see that in Macomb it is 24 degrees, Galesburg also 24, even Bloomington is 25 degrees. We're all around that 20-degree mark. Let's take a look, though, at the radar. This is a high-pressure system that we will see come into the area most likely around Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, which is going to cause some snow for us. But it's not affecting us right now. We might see a little snow flurries out there, but nothing to be concerned about until later on Saturday night. If we take a look, though, this is my favorite part. It was 67 degrees back in 1943. It was so nice outside, and, you know, I wish it was that. I don't wish it was so much this negative 15, though, so it was much nicer. Sunset tonight at 5:33, so you still have a little bit more time to catch some sun if you walk outside. Taking a look at the current temperatures for around the Midwest region, you can see that in St. Louis it is 30 degrees and up towards Chicago 25. No one is really above freezing, and that's going to even get worse moving into the weekend because we're going to see some snow. Moving into this evening, you can see that temperatures do drop down, but not too much. 24 in St. Louis, 11 degrees in Burlington. Wind chills tonight will be around 0, so please make sure that you bring those pets inside. It's still going to be very cold. Now moving into tomorrow, you can see that temperatures will get a little bit above freezing down in St. Louis, but still up here around us, it's not going to get any warmer. 23 degrees in Davenport, 24 degrees in Chicago. Let's look into tonight now. You can see that the low is going to be around 21 degrees. It is going to be warmer than what it was last night, and there is going to be a little bit more cloud coverage out there, but still not above freezing, so you're probably going to have to get up and scrape some ice off of your car tomorrow morning, and I'm so sorry that I have to be the bearer of bad news. Moving into Friday for the Macomb area, you can see the high is 26 degrees, still not freezing weather, and the winds do pick up tomorrow, and that's to the high pressure system that's moving into the area. If we look at our weekend forecast, you can see we hit 0 tomorrow night. Yes, that's not the wind chill, that's the actual temperature outside. So we're going to have a few cold nights starting up here, and then we will rise a little bit, but the amount of snow that we're going to get for that 5-day forecast is 1 to 3 inches. So starting around Sunday afternoon into Monday morning around noon when it starts, we're going to have around 1 to 3 inches of snow. Now, moving into Tuesday, the snow is going to melt, but it's supposed to rain all day Tuesday, so that high pressure system is going to move in and is just going to sit over the top of Macomb for quite some time. So, you know, I'm not very good at bringing good weather to you guys today. I'm so sorry. So just make sure when you get outside you bundle up.
Yes, we'll do. Yes. Well, thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
Cody, what do we have for sports?
Coming up next, the Western Illinois women's basketball team had a tough Summit League battle in Denver. Charlie Fisher talks about how he hopes to keep the football program moving in the right direction. And after snapping an 11-game losing streak, the men's basketball team looks to build momentum for the remainder of the season. All that and more after the break.
good.
Homemade noodles. Oh. Marty, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It reminds me, I've been thinking maybe we should try a new form of birth control. I heard about this one, it's called the IUD, intrauterine device. Or we could try the patch on your arm. Actually, I think that one goes in your butt.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think then? Arm or the butt?
My favorite thing about WIU is how much we work as a team. Everyone here has helped immensely, and when we work together, the outcome is amazing. Producing for the newscast, writing for the newscast, going to City Council every Monday. It's something that I've learned that it takes a team. There's no such thing as an I. If there's an I, then we know that something's going to go wrong. I really do believe WIU has prepared me for the outside world. I can't wait to see where I end up. I have to thank everyone that has been involved. You know, Jasmine Creighton, she has managed to help me overcome that scary part, and the way that you have a great show is not the content that you have, it's the people who you work with. And here at WIU, I have had a chance to work with some excellent people.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Welcome back. I'm Cody Snodgrass. The Macomb High Bombers boys basketball team is coming off a tough loss against Porta. They are set to take on Camp Point Central tomorrow night at 7:30 in the Macomb High School gym. The WIU women's basketball team traveled to University of Denver to take on the Pioneers last night. After the first half, the Lennox led by 5 points. They were able to hold on in the second half with an 80-69 victory. They were led by Sophie Reichel, who finished with 20 points, and Michelle Maher, who finished with 18 points. This win moves the Leathernecks to 14-11 on the season with a 7-5 conference record. The next opponent is the University of South Dakota, which is set for a week from today. NEWS3's Krista Kuchis sat down with Charlie Fisher, the new football coach of Western Illinois University, to talk about his reasons for choosing the Leathernecks as his team to coach.
It was the Leatherneck tradition that really drew you to this program. But I have to admit, I am curious, what exactly about the Leatherneck tradition made you sit back and think, yes, this is the school that I want to coach at?
Well, just the winning tradition that you know over the years. I've been in the profession here 35 years, so I know going way back, they've always been good. So any coach wants to be around a program because they always say tradition never graduates. Well, it hadn't here.
Fisher becomes the 20th football coach in Western Illinois history. He spent the last 2 years at Richmond as an offensive coordinator for a team that advanced to the semifinals in the FCS playoffs last season. No one likes losing. The Western Illinois men's basketball team is no exception. We'll take a look at how they were able to overcome an 11-game losing streak. The Leathernecks men's basketball team was struggling. They had an 11-game losing streak and were sitting last place in the conference. They knew if they wanted to end the streak, they needed to stick together.
I think just sticking together, we're all we got. We're together through thick and thin.
Going into last Wednesday's game against University of Nebraska-Omaha, they knew a good week of practice was key.
Staying together as a team was one of the things that we really emphasized, and we did well. Every guy like patted each other on the shoulder no matter what, even though, we went through about a 10-game losing streak. Just trying to stay positive and coming to work every day was a major key in order to get this win and kind of get the so-called monkey off our back.
During the game, players felt like this might be their best opportunity to end the losing streak.
I definitely at one point, I felt like I played more aggressive that game than I did the last game.
and I played a lot better actually. And we were taking care of the ball as a team, because like last time we played Omaha, we probably had like 18 turnovers, something like that, something crazy. And we took care of the ball and we played together. You know, we had 4 people in double figures, and it was just a great team win. We played good. We played good defense too.
With an 83-76 victory over the Mavericks, the Leathernecks are riding high on confidence and look to finish the season on a high note before the Summit League tournament.
I mean, we know we can beat all these teams. Like, we've been in every game except probably one. And I mean, I think this is going to help us with our confidence, definitely, because that was a pretty tough stretch, and that was really tough on our confidence. So
we knew who we were playing, because it's the second time. It's second half conference, so we know a lot about these teams, and we're just approaching it like we do every day, and I mean, we can be successful.
The men's basketball team looks to keep their momentum going from the last victory and will play tonight at University of Denver. Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. That's all for sports. Final word is next on Live at 4.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream, that I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly, just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
You can be a hero by being prepared for an emergency. First, make a plan. Call a family meeting to plan for things like how to connect with loved ones after an emergency or your escape route. I am not fast. Build a kit. When disaster strikes, it's important to have enough supplies to last 3 days. And don't forget the batteries. Low battery. Visit ready.gov/kids for more preparedness tips.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
For all of you Starbucks lovers, especially those who love chocolate, Starbucks is announcing 3 new chocolate drinks for Valentine's Day.
That's right. Until February 14th, you can get the molten chocolate latte, the molten chocolate frappuccino, and the molten chocolate hot chocolate. The company also launched a Valentine's Day themed gift giver with Starbucks animations to send loved ones via email, text, and social media. If I had $1 for every time I had to say molten chocolate, whatever, I have $3 right now.
Yes, well, we're definitely going to need that hot chocolate.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to need some hot chocolate. Let's take a look outside. Excuse me, not outside. Let's take a look at this evening. 21 degrees, and we're going to see southwest winds at about 5 miles an hour, but the winds do pick up tomorrow. That's due to a system that's going to be moving in that's going to cause us some snow this weekend. We don't even hit freezing temperatures tomorrow. 19 mile an hour winds though, so it definitely does pick up. Moving into the 5-day forecast, I just want to look at this. Friday night, 0 degrees. So please bundle up, bring those pets inside. It's going to be very, very, very important. And then when we move into Sunday, we're going to see some snow move into the area, and that snow is going to be about 1 to 3 inches. And you know, on Tuesday, when it finally is warmer, it's just going to turn straight into rain. So we're going to have a few sloppy days moving into early next week.
All right, well, thank you.
That's all from us today.
Thank you for joining us.
And for Emily Manley, I'm Jose Gonzalez.
And for Cody Snodgrass, I'm Brianna Descaray.
And for all of us at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.